of this exciting set, a long set so far for a punch for punch game one. Team Phoenix losing a base race to Greatbeard of Odin, securing a win for option 12 in game one. Uh, Jeff, if you're emotionally ready, what do you think we can see for game two?
First of all, I just want to say it's a crime that we didn't get to see the actual ending of that game. But secondly, I do want to admit that I feel like we were both very, very remiss to not even realize that Great Beard One was in the base of
I
Team Phoenix
I was
at
watching
the
it
end there.
when the game froze. I was looking at Odin hitting the Nexus, and
Oh,
I
okay,
was
okay. So
I
you
was
knew, you knew.
I was flashing
Okay.
between them. I was like, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna win? Oh Lord, Riot! Gosh, just please don't do that again. Well, folks, that was a fun one to watch. Both teams fed a whole bunch, and we were able to raise some money while we did it. So let's hope we can do that some more. I want to invite you to do the same. You can click the donate button in the doodly doo below this screen and donate to Team Feeding America. We'll be donating as a community for that pentakill that was picked up by Alpha. Speaking of feeding, though, there's some more feeding to be done in this game too. We are going to bring you a giveaway at the end of game two. Make sure you're checking out Peaches' post in our social media. We do this stuff pretty frequently, so we would love for you to participate. We are going to give them the ready signal, so when they are ready, we'll be ready to go as well.
Man, it's how do you follow up that game one? That game one was awesome. Let's just call a spade a spade. That was one of the coolest, most fun games that I've announced, that maybe even I've watched. That was awesome.
You're scared.
Well, we are going into set into game two. Band's coming out there and not letting the morgue through again. Fool me once, shame on you. I don't think Peach is going to see that a whole bunch. Diana Band coming across as well. That is targeted towards Sladen, I believe, but it's an incredible flex for Odin as well. Warwick not coming available for Alon Z Tardis. Fear the Suppression, Fear the Wolf. Huge put a clinic on Engage with that Rakan, so he's not going to get it back.
Yeah, Huge was spectacular on that Rakan last game. One particular engage in the mid lane was just epic. So completely understand Team Phoenix saying, nope, not this time. Zyra once again aimed at Princess Peach. So, Princess Peach, you don't get to play some of your favorite champions, but at least you get a little bit of satisfaction knowing the other team respects you enough to get rid of two of your champions. Maokai comes out first, so obviously Team Phoenix still respecting that potential pick from Huge, and it's also a good pick for Sigtao Eternal. It's like a champion he's very comfortable on.
Yeah, it's going to provide a lot more. He pretty much just used the Ornn ult to get catches before, so it's a good ult to replace with. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Zach coming out again.
Yeah, Zach Mordekaiser could be the top side again, coming out from option 12, and it seemed to work relatively well. The Mordekaiser was actually sort of bursted out very quickly in a couple of fights near the end there, but maybe at least provided enough deterrent at the beginning of fights that it still was useful, and so they do lock that in. Lonzy Tardis on the Vi again? Potentially. Yes, we do get that. And it'll be interesting to see. I bet we'll see a support pick here. There's no reason that you would pick mid lane at this point, right?
Unless you're just trying to unless you're trying to protect some kind of pick or maybe a flex opportunity here.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, absolutely.
Seraphine pick coming out. It does threaten. I would think I would prefer to see Gregosaurus on a little bit more engage heavy. He did so well with the Ari. We are now waiting for the second round of bans. I don't know if there's anything The Yone was super impactful, but I feel like there's more than enough in Odin's pool where you don't want to try and make him go to something else. You got to make him make that decision himself. Put the weight of that decision on them. The Nico ban is targeted, so they are believing that Seraphine is for Peach.
Yeah, you made a great call that could be a flex, and they do ban out the Annie, so really respecting that. That's sort of a Gregosaurus pocket pick, and I would honestly expect them to ban out the Yone here. It was so prominent in that last game. Even in my opinion, when Option 12 weren't really utilizing it to its fullest potential, I feel like it always had the ability to carry that game, and they do ban it out. And we have Kaisa picked up already on the side of Option 12, and to me, that's Prowler's most comfortable AD carry. At least that's the one that I've personally seen him on the most. So I like that pick as well, because I think that's a pretty safe pick, but also one that Prowler feels very comfortable on.
Well, with that ban, we are going to start seeing support picks come across. Now, I do want to throw out there the Nautilus was not for Huge. The Nautilus was a ban towards Odin, and it was a respect ban. I really hope we get to see the Nautilus mid out of Odin. I do think that we're going to start seeing this mid lane pick have to be decided at the end. They are just going to go back to the Caitlyn after the stunning performance Alpha put on with it. So you're at the point you have to make the decision, is the Seraphine flex? And this joke's going to get old real quick, folks. The Jarvan pick is floated. Sure, why not? Yeah, go ahead. Just pick it. Pick it. Orianna is decided upon. I don't particularly like the pick here. I feel like it's more than sufficient in the mid lane. But I just don't know like what's going to prolong that team fight or allow for follow-up on a very solid Ori ultimate. I think that there were more impactful choices. Now, it could be his whole pool was banned out. We do see 3 bans that definitely would have hit Gregosaurus Rex. So we'll see how that plays out. Greatbeard Odin does pick up the Ziggs. This is now a 75% pick rate for Ziggs in the GMA Community Cup. If you had that on your board, go ahead and take a shot. If not, join the rest of us here in the land of sobriety. So now we have these comps listed, and I definitely am favoring the comp from Option 12. I feel like that front-to-back decision-making they made before played dividends, and now that they have even more grounding to have a better understanding of the positioning for wards, I think this is a pretty easy win for them. So we'll see you here in 1 hour when the game is over. No, I hope not. Jeff, what are your hopes and wishes for this game 2 of this incredible set?
Well, my initial thought is that it's weird for me to see a Greatbeard of Odin on Ziggs, because this is a guy who has legitimately called for control mages to be taken out of the game. So it's a little weird to see him on one of those. But I think that the Orianna could synergize with the Seraphine. I mean, either one of those ults lands, the other one is guaranteed to land afterward. So it's going to be a big CC chain as long as at least one person doesn't mess up, because then it's free for the other person. That being said, after those ult combinations come out, it's putting a lot of eggs in Alpha's basket, because after those ults, after those cooldowns are down, you're really just depending on this Caitlyn to clean up the fight. And, to Alpha's credit, incredible job in game 1. There's no reason to doubt that he won't be able to clean it up. But on the side of Option 12, you've got, 2-3 carry threats. And so it's very different team comps. It's very different approaches to the game. But I also think that with the Mordekaiser against a Maokai, Option 12 will once again potentially have a 4-1 or even a 1-3-1 win condition if they get ahead early.
I think that the real impactful pick that all of this is going to see is the Ziggs. If if you were talking about side laning before, and Greatbeard of Odin so far has been the most successful side lane player that we've seen, and I think that his play in the LCUS and GCF play have shown that this is true. He can just go to a side lane and walk straight to an inhib. Ziggs can push towers so effectively and so quickly, and you really don't need him there. With everyone available to peel for the Kai'Sa, once you hit that 20-minute mark, Kai'Sa can just walk right through your whole team. So the onus of victory falls upon the damage output of the Orianna at that point, and the Caitlyn. So we'll see if they can follow up on a solid Seraphine ult. There's some wombo potential. CLG calls it the bongo comp. We'll see what happens. Nicholas 1021. If you split with Ziggs, you just lose the game. Man, I'll be honest with you. I ain't played ranked in a long time. I'm bronze right now, and it's just easier to talk sometimes. Nicholas, very thoughtful. We'd love to have you in the Discord. Give me some education on that, man. Thank you for the comment. Now, we are going to see 7 seconds left. What do you think we're going to see? Who's walking away with the W?
I mean, I think that option 12 just has more win conditions. There's just more flexibility in their comp to eventually be able to reach a win condition, as it were, as you might say. Based on what I saw in game 1, though, honestly, I don't really have that much faith in either of these teams playing to their win conditions. I think that option 12 eventually they got to it, but almost looked like they got to it by accident, with Greatbeard of Odin just deciding, you know what, I'm just going to go bot lane, and, I'll kill their Nexus 5 seconds before they were about to kill ours. So, I guess, yeah, if I had to put money on it, I'd say advantage option 12, but man, it's after game 1, it's impossible to really know what to expect from either of these teams.
Well, you know who has the real advantage? Whoever plays Special Weapon Zac. I remember when I first saw that skin, it sent chills down my spine. And even better than that, he didn't use it game 1. So he wasn't fully aware of what he had available to him. Sladen, great job with the redemption arc and skins going into game 2. You the real MVP, and because of that, I'm giving option 12 the skins victory.
Absolutely. I like that logic. I know Sig, you play jungle, a good amount during your time in League of Legends. Where do you expect focus to be lane wise, like lane pressure wise, early in this game for each of the junglers?
If I was TARDIS, I would pitch a tent in bot and mid, be roaming as much as I can between there, and just leave Eternal alone. The man's got sustain. You don't need to be up there. He can use that ultimate to walk away, and he can turn you with an ability. So no, just walk away. You're fine. Get that Orianna where she needs to be, so she can put out that team fight damage like they need to for this comp to be successful. If I was Sladen, I'd do quite the opposite. Let's get that Mordekaiser big, baby. Feed the king, and the King of Death will welcome the entire Phoenix roster to his realm. That Mordekaiser had such impact in the mid game. He fell off there at the end, but I feel like getting him to that power spike in mid game faster is going to be a huge benefit. Odin, more than safe. Huge and Prowler, you couldn't ask for a safer bot lane, maybe except changing out that Kai'Sa to an Ezreal. Few minor twitches. Everybody's safe. You can go do your business top lane, kill Eternal, and get Godzilla big. Make him the kaiju he's supposed to be.
Yeah, I don't know. If I'm Sladen, I'm looking mid lane quite a bit though, because you've got a completely immobile mid laner in Orianna up there, and so with the weird gank angles, the unique gank angles that Zac creates compared with almost any other champion except maybe Kayn, I just feel like if you can get the Ziggs ahead, even though some people in chat might disagree, if you can get the Ziggs ahead and allow him to create pressure, I think that's a big win condition for Team Phoenix. Friggersaur is already down to about 2/3 health, although chugging that potion right back up. But yeah, I just think, we saw Gregosaurus on the Ari last game, incredibly mobile. It's hard to think of a champion that is more mobile than Ari. But now you've got this Orianna, and you gank once, get the flash, gank again, there's nothing there for Gregosaurus to do.
Eternal
taken pretty low.
Yeah, I think it's his first blood. Flash is coming out from both people.
Yeah, the shield is burning, and one more smack with the mace. Godzilla doesn't even need a gank up there. Solo kill onto Sigtao Eternal, and that Mordekaiser is off and running right away.
Huge poke out of this Phoenix bot lane. Huge, essentially going down from full health to 1/3 very quickly.
Yeah, the misery of playing melee support into range support is definitely something that I think most support mains and AD carries by association lament quite a bit. Do you see Alonzi Tardis on the bot half? He knows, or it looks like he at least thinks that Sladen is on the top half, so confident roaming in there, but there's no camps for him to take, unfortunately, for his efforts. Looks like we'll have one Scuttle Crab available to each jungler. But they do see, or excuse me, no, they don't see Alonzi Tardis on the bot side. I thought they did. So if you're Sladen, you were talking about getting this Mordekaiser ahead. Now that your top laner has gotten that solo kill so quickly, so early, do you double down on that if you're Sladen? Do you try to just make it an absolute slaughter up there? Or now do you think like, okay, he's fine, now I shift my priority?
I think that with his positioning that he has right now, he doesn't have any bot side camps to be moving to, so it's either invade or maybe reset. But I think that he's looking, he could look towards still getting Godzilla even farther ahead. It's just Ziggs can self-peel so well, and this bot lane out of, if you were going to aim anywhere, it would be bot. The bot lane out of Phoenix is just constantly pushing. They're not allowing anybody to walk up and farm safely. So much poke available to this Phoenix squad. So if you were going to reach somewhere, it'd be there. But you're giving up so much by just trying to even attempt it when they've shown their damage output. And now they're going to take a very early gold lead up in CS and in turret plates.
Yeah, it was a little interesting to me to see Prowler and Huge recall when they did, because they're going to lose pretty much a full wave there. They lose a plate, almost 2 plates. And before that recall, Prowler was pretty much at maybe 75-80% health, so I don't think they were necessarily at that much risk if they wanted to just wait for that wave. So I'm a little surprised by that decision, considering you can only go back and get a longsword and boots.
If I was going to try and justify it, if you're looking at the poke coming from the Seraphine, boots are really your only solution. I don't think you would look at doing anything but trying to survive that. But it looked like he was doing a pretty good job as is, letting Huge eat all that pressure.
Now they started a quick Drake though, so actually that quick reset might garner them this first Mountain Drake because, yeah. Team Phoenix recalled in reply, which makes sense, but really, really good job by Option 12 to go immediately to this Drake, claim it for free. So once again, Jeff's analysis on point or lack thereof, as a nice choice by Option 12 to grab that quick Drake. Great Beard of Odin taking a little bit of poke damage from Gregosaurus in the mid lane. Relatively inconsequential, it looks like. Neither jungler looking like they're gonna threaten.
I do think that it's showing that it was an enlightened recall, but big ups to Sladen. Ahead in CS, got the objective, and he's not letting the tempo down. Now rotating into the bot lane is going to be seen by Alonzi.
Oh, that's a really, really great play by Alpha and Princess Peach in the bot lane. Alonzi Tardis is there. Can he finish off Prowler? One more smack does get it, but there's teleports coming in as well. But great shockwave from Gregosaurus immediately pulls them back. Sladen is going to go down through the bloblets. That was just really, really well set up by Princess Peach. Landed the root and just made the trap so easy for Alpha. 2 quick kills.
A return kill picked up in the top side after a TP is interrupted by Sigtar Eternal, potentially saving his team, but he did trade his life for that.
Yeah, nice job by Godzilla up there, and it's a 30 CS lead, 2 kills. So this Mordekaiser is absolutely off and running, ready to potentially dominate this game. Big Mega Inferno Bomb comes in from Graber of Odin. Lindsay Tardis able to survive it, and these last couple turret plates take forever to burn down, so nothing else really to be gained in the bot side. Successful play for Team Phoenix, but Godzilla is really just sort of leveling everything out up in that top lane right now.
Leveling it might be the polite way to put it. At this point, that's what, 2 waves cleared by Sigtar Eternal? I guess he's really just putting a lot of weight on having the CC in team fights, because he's 2 levels behind as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty brutal situation for this Maokai up here. Down 2 levels, and it's 2 full levels basically, because Eternal was just level 5. And Godzilla was just level 7 the last time I looked up there, so they dinged about the same time. So this is basically 2 full levels, and you see the 35 CS advantage, the 2 kill advantage, and I don't think Godzilla has even backed too recently. So he might catch on to Alonzi Tardis, and Alonzi Tardis is only level 5. Little surprised that Godzilla was that. Yeah, I thought he might go for that a little bit more since he did have support relatively nearby, but playing respectfully, wants to protect that shutdown.
Now, at this point, Jeff, I think it's safe to say things are pretty even. We are going to see Prowler looking for the quick pickup, but counter poke coming in. Those health bars are not evenly traded, definitely in favor of Phoenix.
Yeah, you did get the flash out of Princess Peach, so you won that trade if you're Prowler and Huge. And I don't know if Peach really needed to flash as quickly as he did, but obviously, when you walk up to a tri-brush and all of a sudden a bunch of projectiles come out at you, your first instinct is like, oh shoot, this could be scary. But a summoner spell win in the bot lane, even though Huge did invest his ignite into that. But Huge is still only level 4, I think, in large part because of that early recall. So Peach and Alpha definitely have an advantage if there actually ends up being a brawl, and they get the first turn. They get all 5 plates in under 10 minutes, which is just kind of crazy when you consider plates don't go down till 14 minutes. They got that almost 5 minutes earlier.
We are going to see with that huge CS advantage in favor of Alpha. That is going to equal out a little after this wave, but very dominating performance in the bot side. I think it is worth pointing out that also at this state, 2 kills, both of them are on the Vi. Setting with some of that money in her pocket because she only has a Sheen and the Blood Scepter.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because, with Vi and basically any other bruiser, especially coming out of the jungle role, you wonder, are you going bruiser? Are you going damage? What are you doing? You can go so many different directions with a champion like Vi. And I imagine with that gold, as they jump in, actually, they do get right in onto Princess Peach. Gets the ult off at least, and just barely gets hit down by Sladen at the very end. And Gregorsaurus is going to get pulled into the Death Realm. Really, really nice fight from Team Phoenix as they pick off 3 in what looked like a pretty even engagement initially. But all the troops show up, and they rout Team Phoenix in the mid lane.
Lots of ultimates used as well from this Option 12 squad, and they didn't get anything in return from it. We are going to see this Drake go down, so now we are looking towards a Inferno Soul. Infernal Soul is going to be pretty huge for this both teams, but I really think that Option 12, with their comp, they're going to put that work in with that range poke that Kaisa and Ziggs have.
Yeah, I think they're going to love it with that extra damage onto every single ability, every single spell. You think about Ziggs and Kaisa, the way they just throw out projectiles like they're going out of style. It's that's definitely something that Team Phoenix is going to have to contest. Not that you ever don't want to contest Soul, but this is a nice RNG for the side of Option 12. early in game 2. We still see, I mean, Godzilla is 3-0 now on this Mordekaiser. The CS lead just continues to balloon. This is scary. This is scary if you're Team Phoenix because, sure, Alpha and Peach have gotten off to a great start in the bot lane. Shaden walking up, but Sladen walking up, but not going to get anything or not going to go for anything. But as strong as this Caitlyn is, as well as this bot lane has played, you don't hold a candle to this Mordekaiser right now.
No, and with the amount of money he's toting in comparison to his lane opponent, it doesn't feel impactful now. Leaving Sigtar Eternal to play this weak side, but when team fighting happens in earnest, you really don't have to have a lot of gold to press R, and you don't have to have a lot of gold to start peppering down those saplings to get vision. So I still understand the weak side play. Let's see if it pays off. I don't know if it will.
Yeah, if you're Alonzi Tardis right now, it's tricky too because your bot lane, was your winning lane, and they won lane very, very hard. As actually Princess Peach is in a lot of trouble right now. Has to flash away. Nice double root onto a couple of people, but just taken really, really low. Will be able to escape. Oh no, the pull lands of Godzilla. Huge mace smash down onto the face of the K-pop star. And that's another kill for this Mordekaiser.
Lord of the Death Realm canceling that tour, but man, incredible movement by Peach all the way up until that point. Lands the right Q, gets the right flash. Everything looked right until it wasn't. We are going to see Gregosaurus recalling on that ward. TP coming in.
Oh,
Gregosaurus is there, now low. Whiffed ultimate there. Does deal some damage to the creeps, but not going to pick up any kills.
Yeah, that was rough. Just had no idea that there was a ward in that brush, and just such quick capitalization on the side of option 12. You saw the teleport coming at the exact moment the slingshot was launched, and an unfortunate shockwave that I think was either just a misclick or lost track of the ball. It is funny though. I mean, if you were just looking at, highlight plays, if you're putting together a highlight compilation, you'd say option 12 winning this game by a mile. The gold is very close. Obviously, it's 2 Drakes to none, and it's very easy to see how well Godzilla is doing. As Sigtal Eternal is trying to run down Prowler, I don't think he quite has the damage to get this, but we'll chunk him out at least quite a bit. But the gold lead is relatively minuscule compared to the kill score.
I think the real question is where does the gold lie for Phoenix? The gold is on the Vi. The gold is in CS, but really it's not where it needs to be. Where with option 12, the gold is rightfully in the hands of the monster himself, Godzilla.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Gregosaurus does land the shockwave this time onto Great Beard of Odin. We'll see if he can get this solo kill. Taking him really, really low, but now out of cooldowns and doesn't get out of the middle of the Ziggs bomb. So all of a sudden this is a pretty even fight. Can he land one more bouncing bomb? Great Beard of Odin needs to get it. He doesn't quite land that one, and Gregosaurus, nice job. Good solo kill from the Orianna right there. And they also get the turret in the mid lane. A lot of the Tardis hang around this Drake. They do not want to allow option 12 to get to soul point so early. So it looks like they're going to prioritize that. They know that Huge and Prowler are up in the top lane, and they should be able to get this Drake as long as there's no blunder in the next 10 seconds of setup.
Very interesting. We did see Godzilla turning that money into Elixir of Iron. We don't see that very much in our level of play. He's definitely looking for immediate results, but that's tanky results. I guess he's really valuing the damage he can put out with that Riftmaker, prolonging these team fights. That is a very interesting call. If he walks away with a win, I want to hear the decision making on that, because that's a high risk reward mentality there.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's interesting, and I wonder if he purchased that specifically because they really wanted to be able to fight that Drake, and unfortunately they weren't able to. I wonder if that's why he bought that, to absolutely tip the scales in their advantage for what would have gotten them to Soul Point, but unfortunately, Greatbeard of Odin got picked off, and they weren't able to even contest. And so you wonder now, you would think that Team Phoenix recognized, oh, hey, he has an elixir, let's just wait until that expires. So you wonder if that gold will end up going to waste. In the mid lane, Greatbeard of Odin gets picked off again, but they do catch on to Gregosaurus. He will drop as well. Excuse me, that's Alonzi Tardis who went down. Shockwave did land, but now Princess Peach is going to drop. Now Gregosaurus should die in the Death Realm, true to its name, 3 for 1. Nice play by Option 12.
My question is, why is Eternal still on the top side? You played weak side so you could have that impact in team fights, perhaps with your CC. The split push here, I feel very ill-advised about.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Especially with turret plates being down, there's so little, positives that you can get up there. You're not going to get the full turret before it walks back up there, So definitely an interesting decision. At the same time, 0-2-0 with 62 CS. How much would he really have affected that fight in the mid lane to begin with? I'm not sure.
Well, let's see. Now with a 3K gold advantage favoring Option 12, they will be looking to try and pick up some solid engages, I believe, based off their comp, to really get the most out of this this gold on Godzilla. So with the Zig split pushing down in the bot lane, be it for boon or woe, we are seeing him down there. Huge and Prowler in the mid lane, now in a 4v2 potentially. Huge does land a pretty solid Q onto Alonzi Tardis there. What's the name of that shield bash? It was just in my head. The Q from...
Oh, from Braum? Winter's Bite?
Winter's Bite. My dude, thank you. So we did see that come across. Now in the bot lane, we do have Sladen there as well. I guess he's looking for the clear, but this is going to be a tower in favor of Phoenix, but a tier 2 potentially for Option 12. We did see
and the Rift Herald.
Yeah, Rift Herald popped going to the bot lane. With that
shot play from Gregosaurus. Oh, but a little too greedy, I think. Doesn't quite have the damage yet to kill off Prowler. Now just has to run away. Nice escape, actually, from the Orianna. Able to get away from Sladen's slingshot. But that Rift Herald is still going on the bot side. Who was criticizing the Zig split push? Because it's working right now, at least. Alonzi Tardis is able to save the inhibitor, at least, at this point. Now Gregosaurus is behind Greatbeard of Odin. Potentially look for something, but looks like he'll be satisfied with just getting away from that predicament he was in up by the blue buff.
Well, that 3K turned into 5K pretty quick, despite very few deaths coming from either excursion in the bot or the mid lane. We did see tier 2 fall for Option 12, but I think it's a pretty solid trade getting a bot lane inhibitor tower.
Yeah, I mean, Greatbeard of Odin got 2 towers. He got the inner was still standing before that exchange started as well. So they got 2 quick turrets, which probably makes up most of the gold lead gain that they experienced in the last few minutes. Infernal Drake coming up in about 45 seconds. Both teams will obviously be really prioritizing this. Looks like all teleports available for both sides, but neither side is having their solo laners even run to a side lane, so nobody even wants to invest their teleport here. A little bit of poke from Gregosaurus, but Braum is very tanky. Maybe setting a death brush, but good trinket, and Steve Phoenix just really gets out of there really quick. Good decision.
Drake
Godzilla,
position.
I mean,
Go ahead.
really powerful, but not that tanky. I'm sorry, go ahead, Sig.
No, I was gonna go down that train of thought. That also, looking at it, he didn't buy an elixir going into it this time, so we'll have to get more logic on that. They are going to be fighting over this Drake now. Drake has been started, pulled out.
Looking to go in is Sladen. He's alone by himself for now. Gregosaurus really low. What an ult from Princess Peach. That was on to 3, and there's the huge shockwave. But are they just too far behind? They're just too far behind. They just don't have the damage. They landed the combos, but it wasn't enough. Prowler Killer Instinct jumps in, takes out the back line, and Alonzi Tardis is just left to hobble away towards the north side of the map. It'll be Soul Point. It'll be the third Drake for option 12. Honestly, I feel like a false prophet because they landed that ult combo that I was talking about during Champ Select, but when you're down 4 or 5k gold already and you can't zero anybody out from that, it's not enough. What do you have afterwards?
They pulled it off, but I don't feel like it was on the best targets. They weren't able to follow up.
Sure.
The power of the purse is really strong at this point, but I think a lot of the deciding factor was with option 12, they were the ones making the Peach having to flash away from Godzilla after that pull. The power of the decision making was in the hands of option 12. They set the pace. You really had to act reflexively so much so as Phoenix there, where if they wouldn't have acted, Phoenix could easily took the Drake. Option 12 could easily just took the Drake without contest. Sladen engaging there, I feel, was a very, very strong, bold play that could have worked out either way, but it paid dividends, him going in and utilizing that ultimate so quickly.
Yeah, I was surprised that it was option 12 that pulled the trigger there, because I agree with you. I think that they had complete control over the situation. And they could have allowed Phoenix to just come to them, but it worked out. Really, really nice. Huge fight for them to get to Soul Point because, I mean, the lead has ballooned up to 7k. This is really, really. Let's just say Team Phoenix is on life support right now for the rest of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're not going to pull the plug yet. 7k. We've seen teams come back from worse. I just wonder what the win con is at this point. Alpha going down incredibly low. Very good net to get out of that ultimate circle from the... Big flash out of Greybeard of Odin.
Nice flash from Greybeard of Odin. And now Alonzi Tardis, unfortunately, is way behind enemy lines. He will go down.
Desperation plays coming from Phoenix. If these successes would have happened, it could turn the game, but they're not paying dividends right now. Greybeard Odin trying to get that passive in, trying to get the execute damage on the turret. Turret wasn't having any of it.
Yeah, but they can go right to Baron here, and it'd be really scary if you're Team Phoenix to try to contest this. They do know what's happening. They have that Scuttle Crab vision, but yeah, they realize, Regisaurus recalling, they realize they're not in a position to contest this. And so if you're Team Phoenix right now, or excuse me, if you're option 12 right now, once again, you're feeling like this game should be over in probably about 10 minutes or less, as long as you play your cards right.
I think it's interesting based off the itemization of the Ziggs and the power available to them. The throne that option 12 are setting on, they could successfully 1-3-1 and choke out this Phoenix squad. I don't know if they'll do that. I think they've shown that their strengths are in team fighting. But there's more than enough safety available in these kits. And who's going to walk up to Godzilla at this point? Guys completed 2 items, 6-0 and 1. I'm just wondering what you can do to answer that. The only person on the squad that's really even close itemization-wise is Alpha. But once he pulls you into the spirit world, the fancy footwork doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's so hard to stop a Mordekaiser split push, because even if you come at him with 2 people, he just death realms one of you and kills one of you, and then he pops out, and at the worst it's a 1-for-1 with you having had to invest way more cooldowns, way more resources. So, and I honestly think Godzilla could even 1v2 pretty much any combination of members from Team Phoenix right now with how strong he is.
Yeah, and looking at it, we're not seeing itemization to deal with that either. Short of the Seraph's Embrace to potentially provide a little bit more durability.
Yeah, and, obviously, if you're Alpha, you'd love to have a QSS so you don't get pulled into that situation, but you're also an AD carry whose team is behind, so it's really hard to even consider investing that 1,300 gold. If they do jump in on a Greybeard of Odin, that is the vulnerable member, and they do get him. So that's a nice pick from Team Phoenix. Maybe a little bit of deja vu from last game, although the deficit is much steeper than it was when Team Phoenix started getting these picks in Game 1. Now they might walk into a Death Brush. Good job from Gregosaurus to check that with the Oriana Ball. This will be Soul Point. Great of Odin is up in 26 seconds and does have Teleport. So if you're option 12, you don't have to force this right away. It looks like they're going to. It's down to 3K. It's going down really, really fast. The Lonzi Chargers needs to get in there. Oh, nice job from Godzilla pulling him in the Death Realm. No chance for a steal. Infernal Soul goes over to option 12, and they might just burn up the rest of Team Phoenix the rest of the way. In goes Prowler with the Killer Instinct. Princess Peach left out to dry. 2 quick kills. Prowler flashes. Does have the red buff, or excuse me, doesn't have the red buff, has the Infernal Soul. All the colors look alike to me, but they get Sig Tau Eternal as well. This may be Game 2, and a really, really exciting 2-0 going over to option 12 to start off the Community Cup.
A much more decisive game. It hasn't timed out on us yet. We are seeing first Nexus Tower going down, second Nexus Tower going low. Death timers are coming up for 2 members of this squad. The inhibitor Nexus goes all the way down, and we are going to end this set in favor of team option 12. We are going to be looking for an interview, so just 1 second while we arrange that, and we can switch on over to stats. Jeff, anything in these stats we need to be looking at?
Let's see. You know, I'm not too surprised by damage to champions. I mean, Ziggs is...
I'm fine.
Who can I interview?
I can do it.
Who am I
I
interviewing?
can do it.
Ethan, you want to go? Or
I want to.
Sig, is there something you want
How
in particular?
about Rudy takes it since he had the
Or
amazing.
no. Let Sam go. Let Sam go. Let Sam go.
Yeah.
He carried that last game. Let him go.
Yeah.
All right, so Zilla.
Yes, Zilla.
All right,
Go Zilla.
I'll drag you. Stay here.
All right.
Hey!
Hey, sorry, folks. I was negotiating with option 12, trying to figure out who they would be talking to with us. We are going to be pulling Zilla over for an interview. Zilla, the kaiju himself, monster of the top lane, Mordekaiser, master of death, and just incredible game 2 out of you. 8-0-1, stellar game 1 as well on that champion. Tell us about game 1. Let's start there. What were your thoughts on this prolonged slobber knocker that happened?
Thank you for having here. I'm very grateful for our first, my first split or my first set in GMA. The first game, is me and Sladen's first game, ever in here. So it was a little shaky, but I knew, in game 2 I had to clean it up a little bit. So it was really shaky, and I knew I could, as an AP bruiser, I could counter Ornn.
And you did, most certainly, in game 2. The Maokai might as well have been a buffed-up mage minion, considering the impact he had. So very well done. Expertly played with the first blood as well. In game 2, you did purchase, prior to one of the Drakes, the Elixir of Iron. Tell me about that decision-making. Is that something we need to be doing in solo queue? Is this something you do pretty often?
So yeah, that's what I do it pretty often. Because in my brain, I have 500 gold. That's like one of a health item, right, or something like that, or a cloth armor. My brain process is that really going to help me in that fight for that one? We didn't fight that. I thought we were going to look to engage or try to contest the dragon, but my thought is an elixir of iron or any of the elixirs would work a lot better than just in a health pot, or not a health pot, but like a health item or a cloth armor. So that's my thought process, because you get that buff for on 3 minutes, right? And it could really change a fight, because you gain 500 health or something you get from that. So that's my thought process about buying a elixir.
Well, that's some tech I'm excited to pick up in my solo queue games, and I'm excited to watch for, because it's a unique itemization we're not used to. Now,
You just got to make sure that your Ziggs doesn't get picked off right before the dragon.
True.
Jeff, do you have any questions for our esteemed guest?
Man, I mean, first of all, you mentioned that this is your first set in GMA. Let me just ask you, to boil down, on a human level, how did it feel to be a part of this league, to be a part of this, this organized gameplay, to be on Option 12? How are you feeling so far?
I'm feeling great. I'm really excited to see where this goes off. I've only been in GMA for a little bit, but I love what you guys are doing here by creating community and just having a community cup that like allows everybody to get together and play and have a fun time while playing organized League of Legends.
My man, I couldn't put it better myself. Thank you for the hype. Well, folks, this was Godzilla, Kaiju with the top lane, and so far, very intimidating Mordekaiser player. Put that on your ban list for week 2.
Thank you.
Well, folks, we are going to round out set 2 right now and go into set 3 here in a moment. We want to say stay with us, but we know that Godzilla's going to pull you into the death realm, so you're not going anywhere. We'll be right back.